Hi friends, I'm Coach Jen. If you don't know me, I'm a holistic health coach with a focus on mindset. And that's because mindset is how we really shift and change our behaviors to get the body that we want, the life that we want, all of it. You can have the perfect nutrition and exercise plan, but if you're not following through, if you're not taking the actions and doing the things, then you're never going to see lasting results. And it's our mindset, which is just a set of beliefs that you hold to be true, the story that you tell yourself about yourself that leads to your actions. So I'm actually going through the 5-day reset myself right now. I'm on day 2, and I really wanted to bring some mindset work to your experience here. Some things for you to think about, to bring awareness to. These are the things that I see as the biggest blocks in the clients that I work with on their weight loss and health journeys. The things that we tell ourselves that prevent us, that stop us from taking actions. Because I really want long-term success for you, not just 5-day success. And I want you to know that mindset work takes time. It's not something that you can just hear once and then you're changed forever. It's continually hearing the same message. You're going to hear me repeat myself a lot. But if you actually want to embody it, then we need that repetition. We need that consistency. And that goes for every journey, everything. So I want you to write this down. Thoughts lead to feelings, which lead to actions, which give you results. The things that you think lead to how you feel, which lead to the actions that you take, which eventually get you your results. That is so key. What you think, what you say to yourself out loud and in your head, that voice in our head, I can tell you, what you believe, those things dictate the actions that you take every day. This is why you can strong arm yourself for 5 days, for a couple weeks, for maybe even a month. But if you don't shift your mindset, your beliefs, the things that you're thinking, then you just end up self-sabotaging. You're right back at the beginning, or worse. You backslide, you go farther the other way. We stop taking action when we stop believing. And what is the number one thing that kills our belief on a weight loss journey? It's the flipping scale. So think about it. How many times have you tried a diet or nutrition plan or a certain challenge that maybe your gym was holding, and you're so excited in the beginning? You're all in, you're gonna crush this is gonna be different, you're really feeling this program, your friends are doing it with you, this time it's gonna work. And after the first week of doing everything, just like they said, you get on the scale and nothing changed. Or worse, you even gained a pound. How do you feel? You feel deflated. You instantly think, see, it's not working. You remember all the past times you've done something like that, and you bring all those failures into this one moment again. See, I can't do it. It's not working. What's all this pain and restriction even for? Why can't something just work for me? What am I doing wrong? What's wrong with my body? We start to have all of these thoughts. And when you feel like that, when you feel deflated, upset, frustrated, what kind of actions do you take? What happens? Are you more or less likely to make it to the gym and to hit the gym hard? To do it one more set, to do one more rep, to do a few more minutes on the Stairmaster? Are you more or less likely to say no to sugar or booze or pizza or ice cream, chocolate chip cookies? That's mine. Whatever your favorite food is or coping mechanism. Are you more or less likely to cook at home versus just going to get something to eat out? The minute we stop believing that it's going to work, what we're doing is working, we feel less than, we feel like it's not working, we lose our belief and we give up. Even if you keep going and your actions are you're still going to the gym, you're still making some nutrition changes, subconsciously, you're lost your belief, you don't think it's working anymore. And so little by little, our old habits start to creep in. Over time, we end up right back to where we started. When you're stressed, you fall to the level of your habits, the habits that you've done most often when you feel that certain emotion. So when you feel frustrated, angry, let down, what are your actions most often? That's what you're going to start reverting to. So I want you to stop giving your power away to things that you cannot control. Guys, you cannot control the scale. You can't. You cannot control whether your body gains weight or loses weight or stays the same. All you can control are your actions, the things that you do day in and day out. Weight loss and transformation, it takes time. And if you give up after a week or two because of something that you can't even control, like the scale, then we're never going to get there. The scale makes us feel bad about ourselves, even though we've been doing all of the things. And again, that's you giving your power away to something that you don't control. This is where the whole enjoy the journey, enjoy the process thing comes in. Because if you can find ways to enjoy the process, enjoy the daily habits, enjoy the things that you're doing on a daily basis, the daily grind, be proud of yourself for the actions that you're taking, not what the results are or what the scale says, then you're going to keep going. You're going to stay motivated. You're going to be driven to keep taking the actions because you're proud of yourself for doing the things, not deflated because the things you were doing didn't result in a certain action, didn't have a certain result that you thought should happen. So I get this because I used to be glued to the scale as well, but that's like a programming. That is society telling us that we need to eat less and move more. And every time we do that, the scale should go down. But I want to offer you a new program, a new way to think about things. And that's to focus on, again, what you can control, what you are doing on a daily basis. And I want you to know that that is good enough. This is why the 5-day program is so awesome though, because it really helps heal your gut, reset the body, which allows you to start seeing some results right away, which really helps build momentum on this journey. But I don't want you to get overly excited about results. I want you to get overly excited about all the changes that you're doing. The hard things, the fasting, the focusing on the nutrition, the prioritizing yourself, the bringing your food with you if you have to, the not getting what you want at the restaurant, but getting the protein and veggies because that's what's on the plan. Focus on being part of the community and helping others when they're struggling, leaning on them for support when you need it. Be proud of that, not just the results that we get. So real quick, I want to give you an analogy that was like a real aha moment for me that I think is so great on a weight loss journey. So it's comparing a weight loss journey to gardening. Now, I don't know if any of you have a green thumb. I do not have a green thumb, but I still get this analogy. So when you plant seeds, you water the seeds, you make sure the soil's fertilized, you give it the right amount of sun and light and all the things, I don't even know what all goes into it to be quite honest, but I know there's a lot. And you do that for how long? A couple days? A week before you decide if it's working or not because you're going to see a plant or not? No. Sometimes you do it for weeks, months. I don't know, does it take months? But you do it for time without seeing any results because you believe that it's working. You know that's how that journey works. You plant the seed, you take care of the seed, and eventually it sprouts. Weight loss in our body is the same way. We need to do all the right things for days and weeks and sometimes months before we start to see the scale shift, before we start to see the changes. Now, you will feel the difference way before you might see it, but we always are only focused on the scale as a result, and that just deflates us, and then we stop before we get to the end. So I want you to think about your weight loss journey like growing a plant or a garden, where you're planting seeds, you're creating habits, you're changing lifestyle things that are eventually going to reap the results down the road. And then it compounds, your results compound, where now you start losing weight more rapidly, even though you're still doing the same things that you had been doing, because your body feels safe. It's been nourished. It's been held and taken care of. And so now it's not needing to hold on to that weight anymore. It's free to let it go. So I want to wrap this up, but I want to leave you with something super simple to start with, because you get exactly what you focus on in life. Where focus goes, energy flows, Tony Robbins says, and I love him. If you are focused on all the wrong things, everything that's not going your way, everything you don't have yet, all of the health issues, all of the weight struggles, then guess what? You're gonna get more of that. But if we can start to focus on all of the blessings that are in your life right now, because there are some, no matter how bad things are, there are always things that are going right. And if we can shift and train our mind to focus on the things that are going right, then we pull more of that into our life. Like attracts like. Have you ever had a realization that everything seems to be going wrong right now? That's because you're pulling more of that energy into your life. So we want to shift that. Focus, think a lot about all of the good things that are happening, and more good things. More people come into your life. More support comes into your life. More opportunities come into your life. You start to see them. Even though they were there, you didn't see them before, but now you see them because now you're focused on what's going right and where you want to go. So an easy way to do this is with a gratitude practice. And this changed my life. For years, I had a lot of health issues. I was a coach, a personal trainer, but I was overweight. I was exhausted. I wasn't having a period. My hormones were way out of balance, all the things. And that's all I thought about all day, every day. And guess what? For 10 years, none of that shit changed. Once I shifted my mindset to what was going right in my life right then, before any of that changed, things started to change. I started to meet the doctors that could help me. I started to find the support that I truly needed. Like, it all shifted. It was amazing. And so I want to offer that to you. To start, we got to make it real easy. I want you just to think about one thing that you're grateful for every morning. If we can start our day by focusing our mind on the positive, then it really helps shift how the whole rest of that day goes. It not only reduces stress, but it allows you to handle stress. It makes you more resilient to stress. And like I said, it shifts your mindset. It makes life feel better. So think about one thing that you're grateful for every morning. And if you need to, set an alarm on your phone. That's what I had to do to remind me. I set an alarm that would go off at a certain time every morning, and it would say, hey, what are you grateful for today? Heart emoji, flowers, all this stuff that made me feel good. And about a month into doing that, I started to feel it. I started to notice birds. I started to see colors differently. I started to feel better before my health actually started to change. And again, the reason we're doing this is because I want this journey for you just to be the start, these 5 days. I want for you this to be a lifestyle, a transformation. And to do that, we really need to work on our mind. So if you're already doing some kind of gratitude practice and this is really easy for you, then great. I have a challenge for you too. I want you to think about 3 things every morning that you're super grateful for. And I want you to add, in the evening, think about, what was the best part of my day? What was the best part of today? Even on your worst days, there's a best part. Maybe a stranger smiled at you. Maybe somebody held the door for you. Maybe by sheer luck, you got every green light and made it to an appointment you thought you were going to be late for. Like, what went great that day? And then what could you have done better? When we do a little bit of reflecting, it helps us start to change that. So if we are really trying to change a nutrition habit, maybe we're having sugar every day, or we're drinking every day, or we're doing something that we're like, why can't I just change this? At the end of every day, think about, you know what? I had that wine again at 5 o'clock. Here's why I want this habit to change. It's not serving me. I'm not sleeping well, whatever. The more you can associate that, you'll eventually start to change it. We don't beat ourselves up. We don't shame ourselves. We just think at the end of the day, hey, what could I have done better? How could I have made this day even better? And eventually it happens. So if you want to keep in touch with me, I want you to send me a DM. I'm going to add you to my newsletter where I send out my best tips and mindset shifts. Because like I said, this is a journey. You need to be constantly hearing the same messages to actually create this change in our brain. But it is the most rewarding thing that you can do because it's actually what allows us to create change. So remember, the things that we think affect how we feel, which affect the actions that we take and thus the results that we get. So that's day one, guys. I'll see you back for day two. Much love.